Hello, I'll get straight into it. We're talking about this super easy 2x2 ribbed hat. I'm showing you how to make it for any size, from a baby to an adult, how to determine how many stitches you need for the circumference of the head. So that's where you would measure around the circumference of the head. My head, an average adult head, you're looking at about 22 inches. That's what mine is. 56 centimetres. I'm going to first show you in inches and then I'll show you in centimetres how to work out how many stitches you need for this 2x2 ribbing. Here's my little graph. So as you can see, it's very stretchy, and you work out the circumference of the head and take off 2 inches or 5 centimetres. 2 inches is the same as 5 centimetres. Going with inches first, the average adult circumference of their head is actually, I'm going to go with mine, 22 inches. I've shown you where to take the measurement, and I'm going to show you, working with any type of yarn, how you can work out how many stitches to put on. So we'll go, they're the same. We'll go first with this lovely one. Okay, so with the 2x2 ribbing, we're working in sections of 4 because you've got 2 knit stitches, these ones, and you've got 2 purl stitches. And if you're working on round needles, you just want to keep going round and round. So we're looking at the 4 times table when we're determining how many stitches. This is why I want to show you this, because you can work it out for anyone. Even if you've got a small child whose head is only, say, 12 inches, you'd take off your 2 inches, which brings you to 10, and then you can work out how many stitches you need. So say we're working with this 8-ply merino wool here. So I've decided my average adult head, 22 inches. I take off my 2 inches, which gives me 20 inches. So I'm looking to see how many stitches for 20 inches. This says for 4 inches I can have 22 stitches on. So I'll divide the 22 stitches by 4 to get how many stitches per 1 inch. 22 stitches divide by 4 says I get 5.5 stitches per 1 inch. 5.5 stitches for every 1 inch. So then I would say, well, I need 20 inches. So I'd multiply that 5.5 by 20, and it gives me 110 stitches it says I would need. If I'm looking at the 4 times table, I can see the closest to that is either 108 stitches or 112 stitches. So you can see it's pretty stretchy. I'd probably tend to go down. I'd probably go to the 108 stitches, but you could maybe go to the 112. Either of those would work for this 2x2 rib hat. Let's go with, if we're looking in centimetres at that very same calculation. I've said the average adult head, mine, is 22 inches. I'm saying on average anyway, so 56 centimetres. So 56 centimetres, we take our 5 centimetres off. We're looking at 51 centimetres. Go with a different wool. We'll go with this one here. On it they say using 5mm needles, you can have 16.5 stitches for every 4, we're in centimetres, for every 10 centimetres. So if we've got 16.5 stitches for every 10 centimeters, we divide the 16.5 by 10, divide by 10, and it gives us how many stitches we've got per 1 centimeter. We've got 1.65 stitches, 1.65 stitches per centimeter, 1 centimeter. We are looking to get 51 centimeters, so we will multiply that by 51 centimeters. It gives us 84 stitches. So 84 in the 4 times table, we've actually got 84. So probably cast on 84 stitches in this particular yarn, and that would give us the circumference we need with that adequate stretch there to get the hat that's going to be a perfect fit. We'll look at a different kind of wool now. This one's in a 10-ply Aran. So say I've got this little child, and the child's head is a little circumference of 12 inches. So I've got a real small child, 12 inches. I take my 2 inches off for that stretch I spoke about. So I'm looking at 10 inches I'm wanting to get. Okay, I'll cross all of these out so we don't get... So I'm looking to how many stitches for 10 inches. My child's circumference of head, 12 inches. And I've taken my 2 inches off for the stretch. This is the wool I'm using. The manufacturer says use 5mm needles, and this is the tension you'll get. You're going to get 19 stitches for every 4 inches. I want 10 inches. So I open up my calculator, find out how many stitches for 1 inch. 19 for 4 inches, so it's 19 divided by 4. Tells me how many stitches for 1 inch is 4.75 stitches. Then I would say I want 10 inches, so I multiply it by 10 times 10 equals 47.5 stitches. We know that's not in the 4 times table, but we come the closest to it is 48 stitches. So if I'm using this Aran knit, I'd use these 5mm needles and I'd go for the 48 stitches to give me the circumference I need. I'm going to get another wool so that you can get a better idea. So say if I'm using this one on an adult's head, we'll go back to the adult's head. I'll do it in metric, I'll also do it in imperial. So this particular one's a very thick wool. I'm going to work out how many stitches, if I'm using these recommended 7mm needles, how many stitches would give me 1 inch to begin with. So I'll go to my calculator. I've got 13 stitches for 4 inches, so divide the 13 by 4, and so I've realised here I've got 3.25 stitches per inch. I want 20 inches, so I multiply by 20 inches, 65 stitches if I'm using these recommended 7mm needles, but 65 stitches isn't in the 4 times table. The closest to it would be 64, so I'd cast on 64 stitches to give me the required stitches for this hat that I'm showing you how to make for any size head from baby to adult. So that is how you calculate for any kind of yarn for this particular 2x2 ribbing. Use your 4 times table and it's always going to work out, bringing you back when you're working on the round so that you're in pattern. Next, I'm going to show you how to cast off, how to decrease, the stitches at the crown so that you've got a lovely, neat hat.